Welcome to the Tella Network podcast. My name is StJohn Piano, and I'm a blockchain researcher at Tela Network. The topic of this short episode is the future of AI and blockchain. If you would like to join Tela Network and become a consultant, there will be a link to a guide in the description below. Introduction. I often see AI treated as a competitor technology to blockchain. Either someone is interested in AI or they're interested in blockchain, rarely both. But the truth is that AI and blockchain go together perfectly. AI is search. That's all it is. It's a more complicated version of search, certainly. The underlying technology is very interesting and is a genuine advance. I think a better term is really augmented intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Augmented implies a combination of human and computer, which is the truth of the matter, whereas artificial implies a replacement of the human by the computer, which is not true. What is actually occurring is an economic war between teams of humans and AIs against other teams of humans and AIs. Anyway, here is what is going on when you use an AI tool to generate an image. A huge image set has been gathered, processed, and categorized by humans, by the way. A user can then prompt the AI system to search the space of possible images around the existing image set and return the search result as an image. If the user is happy with the result and publishes it, then effectively a new image has been curated by a human and added to the image set. So the key aspect here is human curation. That's the thing that keeps the AI's results grounded in reality, or at least within the bounds of what humans find interesting or useful. Without that curation feedback loop, an AI system spirals off into meaningless possibility space, the infinite reaches of whatever can be stored in electronic data. Mostly, it's noise. The same problem, the same aspect applies to text and to video and to whichever other digital artifacts that we want to produce. Blockchain is data. Let's talk about blockchain. Blockchain is the most secure, resilient approach to synchronizing data between many participants that we have ever had available. I think of it as triple entry accounting. You double check your own accounts, and then everyone else also double checks your accounts. It therefore follows that in the future, all major value transfers are going to eventually settle, finally confirm, on a blockchain. This is extremely obvious if you know anything about how value is currently transferred. Of course, most people are only exposed to the shiny front-end interface of payment systems, sometimes called fintech. They don't see the grimy industrial gears in the back end, which is called payment processing. Why would they? So, I'll give a quick example. International bank transfers can take 2 or more days to finally settle. Bitcoin settles payments in an hour. Other blockchains, for example Ethereum, can settle payments in minutes. This is a 300x speed up. This is an incredible civilizational advance, rather like going from the bicycle to the aircraft. To go further, blockchains contain the data that you can rely on. It is data that has a digital signature. It is data that someone has paid to publish. This vastly reduces spam and noise. In the future, all other data on the internet will come to be mostly AI generated. Computers can generate 1,000 times more data than humans can, so they will. A brief request. If you like this content, please share it with someone else who would also enjoy it. Personal referrals are the most effective way to help a channel to grow. You can also click the like button or subscribe to receive new content. Let's press on. The AI source data problem. AI companies face a nasty problem with their source data. How can they be certain that the data they're gathering was actually generated, or at least curated, by humans? Because if AI systems start to mostly consume data and opinions about data that are produced by other AIs, then it becomes very difficult to make sure that the AI continues to produce results that humans find useful. Actually, it's probably impossible. So then the economic value of the AI system just disappears. The solution: AI companies should rely on data that comes from blockchains. You can make this more efficient by timestamping the data on a blockchain instead of storing all the data on the blockchain itself. To do this, you take a big pile of data, such as a blog, you arrange it in a Merkle tree, hash it, and then make a single blockchain transaction that includes the hash. It's basically a stripped-down version of a private blockchain. I built such a system myself many years ago, which is viewable as a blog at edgecase.net. The technique works perfectly well, it just hasn't been widely adopted. Now, all that this does is make the data reliably permanent. You still need a reputation system that tells you that someone is a human, and therefore that their ratings of data are meaningful. Fortunately, the spread of crypto is causing lots of people to learn how to use wallets, which are essentially digital passports. So all we need to do is build reputation systems that use wallets as proof of identity. It's not easy, but it is also a reasonably known problem. The future. So, I expect to see a reasonably happy marriage between the two technologies. Blockchain will handle data. AI will handle searching that data. Human-AI teams. Now, there is one important detail from earlier that I want to return to. I said that what is actually occurring is an economic war between teams of humans and AIs against other teams of humans and AIs. This is absolutely true. I do not see any viable future, economically, socially, philosophically, or in any other way, for an individual all by himself. Liberal individualism is over. It's done. It's a dead letter. Time to move on to something new. Starting from today, either you're part of a team or you don't matter, and you get nothing. The most effective form of a team today is a network. In the future, I don't think that there will be individual rights. There will be network rights, which you access through your membership in a network. I expect that many people will belong to multiple networks. So, I recommend that you join at least one network. This is now the minimum bar. Let's take a commercial break. This episode was sponsored by BlackRock, which is trying really quite hard to reduce you all to abject serfdom, but feels like the message just isn't getting through for some reason, so they wanted us to let you know. Be advised. Tella Network. I am a founding member of a new network, Tella Network. We have three main objectives. 1. A new messaging app called Tella, where you never receive a message unless the sender has first paid you. This protects your time and attention from the internet. We use blockchain for identity and currency. In a future where AI-generated people can have long conversations with you, I view Tella as an absolute necessity, not a luxury. It's for anyone who wants to remain productive in a world that is under virtual siege by AI-powered spam bots. Version 1 of Tella is finished and operational. Version 2 is under development. Goal number 2. A consulting network that we're building around the messaging app. It's basically our network of professional business contacts, where we can consult each other, but in which everyone's time is respected and paid for. Goal number 3. We will build a Tella AI that users can consult. It will be based on the messages within the app and will pay dividends to all the consultants that supply the data that it uses internally. As you can see, we are constructing a human-AI team for the new environment. The 21st century will be very different from the 20th, and it requires a new way of operating. If you would like to join our network, get in touch. That's the end of this episode. I hope you found this podcast interesting and insightful. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can contact me on Tela. My contact link will be in the description below. A brief reminder, if you have enjoyed this content, please do share it with someone else who would also like it. Thank you. Let's wrap up with a Latin phrase, acta non verba, which means deeds, not words. Yours from my wanderings through the library of Jorge Luis Borges, I am StJohn of Tela Network, signing off.